John, must be delighted to get the season underway with a win.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's always important to get that first win, and so to get it in round one, it's very satisfying. And it was also satisfying the manner in which we achieved it as well, where I think everybody can feel that they've really contributed, and we can travel back on the bus and put our feet up for an evening. But then after the review tomorrow, we've got to turn our heads once again to another very good team, or we'll be entertained at home in Keighley.
As much as it was a very hard-fought win and close on the scoreboard in the end, it was very much a deserved victory.
Yes,
did you think?
I do, yeah. And I think in the first half, I thought we were dominant in the first half, and the momentum changer was that scrum play. We overplayed a little bit, and there were a couple of instances where we overplayed in the first half, and I think we'll let them off the hook. But all credit to York, they really stuck it to us as the first half closed. But I remarked to the players how resilient they'd been in that period just before half time, and I think that's the period that won us the game, to tell you the truth, because we really did come good in the second half. Our completions were really good. We turned the ball over on our terms, and we defended very tough. So really pleased with what I've seen today.
Were you worried it was the first half repeating itself in the second half when they got that try against the run of play?
I was, yeah, because he unpicked us there, didn't he, Liam Harris? And that was really the only time that we did get unpicked, because the first try was from a kick. So I think we've defended very well indeed, but he did unpick us, and we'll have to have a look at that, see what the problem was. I think we just overchased on the kick pressure, and he's smart enough to step off his foot and exploit the gap that's created then. And obviously that deft little kick at the end to Joe Brown was quality play, but we can fix that up, and we'll have to fix it up because as I said, there's no easy games in this competition, and it's a heck of a tough competition.
Were you pleased with the way that you punished York for the mistakes they made? I think every time they dropped the ball, you came away with some sort of points.
Exactly right. It was a game of possession and field position, and I thought they executed it very, very well for the vast majority of the game.
Adam Lawton went off early with a head knock. I presume he failed his head assessment. What happened there? Yeah,
I think it was the first carry of the game, and Jordan Thompson, he came in with a very, very aggressive tackle, an illegal tackle, might I add, and it rattled Adam a little bit. And when the physio went on, she deemed it was a head knock, and went to head injury assess him, and he came off and he failed it. That's the top and bottom of it. So that'll be him out of next week, because obviously it's a 12-day return to play protocol, but it opens up an opportunity for another player, doesn't it? So we'll have to say exactly what we come up with next week. But to play with 16 men, which we did for 76 minutes of the game, and to finish the stronger, I'm delighted. And I think it's a pat on the back as well for the pre-season that we've done, and for Bob Beswick's contribution to the pre-season, because we do look a fit and a very eager and enthusiastic and hard-working team.
And you must have been pleased as a result of that with the way Ant Walker and Lewis Hatton both played. They really put their hands up, and of course Ant Walker got a rare try. I bet he's not had many of them.
No, well, he's just said in the change room he wanted to come off the nudie, so he's delighted he's got that. I don't think he scored last year at Bradford, so he's off it in game one, so he'll be pleased about that. But that was a replica of the Wales-Lebanon try, to tell you the truth. Matty Fozzard just held the ball beautifully for Ant, coming onto a nice little gap with some shape out the back, and over he went. So they've done it before, those two, and they did it pretty well again today.
Obviously we've talked about the competition for places, and you decided to go with Shane Grady in the back row, and I think he pretty much repaid you for that decision.
I certainly did, yes, and the two wingers as well. We've got to, there's Ryan Miller's played the game, and he's had a dislocated thumb, and that was put back in by the physio at half time and strapped it up, and he was still good in the second half. So you've got to admire what they got their opportunity, they've taken it. And as we've said, pre-season are all about earning a shirt, and then once you'd earned it, you've got to keep it. And I think some people really have put their hands up, and but there will be opportunities for lads, as will occur with Adam Lawton sitting out next week. So it's up to the new lads that come in to take it.
And you mentioned the both the wingers, Kieran Dixon. I think they'd obviously decided they wanted to target him throughout the game, and they put every kick. They must have had 9 or 10 kicks went up to him, and every single one took him excellent.
It was outstanding. Yeah, it was wing play of the highest order, in all honesty, and he got off the ground, so he got above any chasers, and he reeled it in time after time. He was very consistent with what he did, and I thought he worked off he returned the ball as well. When once he'd landed, his feet are so good and his pace, so he returned the ball pretty well. So perhaps they'll revisit that tactic and decide not to kick it to Kieran.
Do you expect to have any more bodies back next week from those who are missing today?
Yes, I do. I expect to have Will Evans, Danny Craven pushing forward, and obviously there's the lads who I chose to leave out. They'll be putting their hands up and they'll want to play well as well.